Well, now it looks like Clarence Thomas's wife is going to need a great effing criminal defense lawyer because she is now implicated in exactly the same legal jeopardy, criminal legal jeopardy, that provoked exactly that advice from one Trump White House lawyer to another lawyer who was trying to commit crimes for Donald Trump, election crimes. Tonight, the January 6th committee is reportedly considering how to deal with an issue that Supreme Court Justice Clarence Thomas has been dealing with or failing to deal with for many years now, the political activism of Ginni Thomas, which may have repeatedly crossed the line into criminal activism in her attempts to violate election law and overturn the last presidential election. The Washington Post is reporting tonight the January 6th committee has obtained email correspondence between Virginia Ginni Thomas, the wife of Supreme Court Justice Clarence Thomas, and lawyer John Eastman, who played a key role in efforts to pressure Vice President Mike Pence to block the certification of Joe Biden's victory. Last night, the vice chair of the January 6th committee, Liz Cheney, released video of Trump White House lawyer Eric Hirschman telling John Eastman the day after January 6th to, quote, get a great effing criminal defense lawyer.
I said, good, John. Now I'm going to give you the best free legal advice you're ever getting in your life. Get a great effing criminal defense lawyer. You're going to need it. And then I hung up on him.
Virginia Thomas is now in the same legal boat that may now be a sinking ship, the same one as John Eastman, and in need of the same kind of criminal defense lawyer. The Washington Post reports the committee's members and staffers are now discussing whether to spend time during their public hearings exploring Ginni Thomas's role in the attempt to overturn the outcome of the 2020 election. John Eastman once served as a Supreme Court clerk for Clarence Thomas, and Virginia Thomas is known to have stayed in close contact with former Thomas clerks. Federal Judge David Carter ordered John Eastman to release emails and other documents to the January 6th committee. Even though Eastman claimed attorney-client privilege protected those documents, the judge ordered them released because he says that although he was acting as Donald Trump's lawyer when he was advising Donald Trump, that Vice President Mike Pence could simply disregard electoral votes on January 6th during Congress's official count of the electoral votes. Judge Carter said that because the attorney-client privilege does not cover possible planning to commit crimes, the documents that the committee obtained from Eastman could not be protected by the attorney-client privilege. Clarence Thomas is the only Supreme Court justice who voted to block documents from Trump White House Chief of Staff Mark Meadows being delivered to the January 6th committee at the time that Clarence Thomas tried to block those documents from being transmitted. It was not publicly known that his wife was in frequent communication with Mark Meadows, and her communications could be included in the documents that Justice Thomas was trying to hide from the committee. That episode alone makes Clarence Thomas the most corrupted Supreme Court justice in our lifetimes, and it makes Virginia Thomas the most corrupted and possibly criminal wife of any Supreme Court justice in history. Clarence Thomas's Supreme Court career began in scandal at his confirmation hearing when he was accused of sexual harassment, and it may now be on the verge of ending in crimes. The possible election crimes and conspiracy crimes that may have been committed by his wife, who told Mark Meadows after January 6th that she was disgusted with Vice President Mike Pence. That was her word, disgusted, because Vice President Pence followed the law. Ginni Thomas was disgusted by that. And after the certification of the electoral vote by the Congress on January 6th, Virginia Thomas wrote to Mark Meadows, "We are living through what feels like the end of America." Now, surely Clarence Thomas knew how his wife felt after Joe Biden's election became finally officially certified by Congress on January 6th. Surely Virginia Thomas did not share her most intimate feelings about the election only with Mark Meadows. Surely she told her husband that we are living through what feels like the end of America. And still, Clarence Thomas did not recuse himself from the Mark Meadows documents case that potentially involved his wife's own communications. Tonight, with the wife of a Supreme Court justice in need of a great criminal defense lawyer, we are living through what feels like the end of the Supreme Court as we know it. Today, Mark Short, who served as Vice President Mike Pence's chief of staff, said that Mike Pence knew from the beginning that he had absolutely no power to overturn the election.
Well, I think that what was very clear is that the vice president has always been a constitutional conservative. And I think that he knew what his constitutional duty was that day. He knew it from the beginning. And I think he was clear with the president, and so was our office clear about what we viewed his role as. I think that, you know, for any limited government conservative, I don't think you would want the notion that our founders would have thought that any one person would have been bestowed with that much authority to overturn an election result.